Yeah, so, you know, Bitcoin is the base amino acid in the crypto economy, and we created a security that was levered Bitcoin in the form of MSTR. That security has a massive credit advantage and a compliance advantage over the underlying ETF. And on any given day, MSTR is 3 times as liquid as all the rest of the ETFs, or twice as liquid. And so we created this very volatile, very liquid security that went global. If you want to build an options market, you have to build the options market on that security. Even today, most of the ETFs, you can't do an options trade on them, and they don't have the liquidity, and the initial options market was crippled on IBIT for quite a while. So what happened with MSTR is we went global. You could buy $100 million of MSTR without putting any cash down, right, from your prime broker. Big deal. It's like, what if you could buy a house without any cash down, and the house on the other side of the street, you had to pay cash for it? Which of the 2 houses would sell for more, right? So the idea of Bitcoin-backed equity was something we kind of stumbled into, but it exploded after the last halving about a year ago. Once that happened, the options market exploded, and the options market on any given day is 80 to 100 billion. There's a huge number of traders that want to buy volatility. And if you want to buy you want to buy call options, you need an options market. And so on that options market, created a whole stack of derivatives that were all about buying volatility. MSTU, MSTX, all the options. There's $4 billion, by the way, in MSTU and MSTX, which is just 2x MSTR. So that half of the world, call it this side, right, the degenerates, the degens, they want to buy them all. There's another part of the market, they just want to sell the vol, they just want to take the guaranteed thing. So MSTY is an example of the extreme, I don't care about the upside, just give me the money now, and I will sell the upside. I'm going to sell all the calls, and that can get you 100 to 200% yield, depending on how you do it. So if you think about the world, there's a group of people that want to sell vol. If you want to sell vol, you want the most volatile equity. You want an equity which is volatile, liquid, durable, transparent, credible. Okay, we just, on account of me saying the same thing for 4.5 years in a row every day, we finally established a reputation as maybe we're going to be long Bitcoin forever. That's durable. And really, after the halving, all of the degenerate traders, they realized that the Bitcoin mining trade wasn't as durable because the miners get cut in half every 4 years. And so they rolled off the miners. There's a secular rotation out of the miners into MSTR. You can trace it the second quarter of 2024. And I would love to tell you I foresaw it, I planned it, no. The only thing I saw was Satoshi was smarter than me, and the Bitcoin thing is a good thing. That's what I saw. All the rest is just greatness thrust upon us, right? It just fell on our head. And what fell on our head is the world's most liquid, most volatile, most durable, most transparent Bitcoin-backed or crypto equity. And once you understand, the world wants equity for credit. They want equity for options. There were no guardrails on ours. Our options could get big. Then all these ETF entrepreneurs, the Bitwises and the Rexes and the Ospreys and the Defiance of the world, they all do their thing. And I wasn't sitting in the room when they designed all these instruments, and I couldn't do them. And what I would say is, I'm not going to compete with a smart trader. Have at it. My only job is to go straight down the middle. If I tell you I'm going to be double levered long Bitcoin forever, it's if I'm selling $1 billion of equity on the day, I'm not being cute. I'm not I'm going to hold it and wait and buy Bitcoin cheaper in a week. I'm selling $1 billion of equity and buying $1 billion of Bitcoin. And someone's like, well, why are you doing that? Because I want to be long Bitcoin every minute, right? Like, I don't ever want to go to sleep short Bitcoin. Like, I can't sleep if I'm short Bitcoin. Like, I'm the guy that says, well, I just sold a bunch of equity and Bitcoin is trading 112,000 a coin. Damn it, I better buy the Bitcoin because it could go to 150 tomorrow. And if it goes to 150 and I'm long, if I'm sitting on 500 million in cash, all my equity holders are like, what the heck are you doing, you idiot? And I'm like, yeah, you're right, I was an idiot. Okay, so our job is to stay levered long Bitcoin. And then my opinion on all these things is if you're on this end of the stack, you just give me the guaranteed 100%, and I'm going to go ahead and sell the vol, and I don't give a crap if Bitcoin goes to $1 million. Just give me the guarantee. I get that. That's totally reasonable, right? And the other guy's like, I want a 20x levered call option that comes due in 7 days. Okay, there are a lot of those guys on Twitter, and they're always yelling at me. Right? Stop hammering the ATM, blah, blah, blah. Like, the stock's up in 3 months, 1 year, 3 years, 4 years. It's like the only time period it's not up is for your 3.5 days when you have your call option. And I'm going to tell you very clearly, if you're the degenerate with the short-dated 20x call option, I'm not running the business to make you successful. Okay, you might, if you hit it big on 100x, whatever, levered bet, good, brag about it. Gallivant, take your friends out to dinner. But don't come crying to me, right? If we do something that makes the shareholders money in 4 months instead of 4 days. Right, it's kind of a joke, right? We're smashing everything for the past 12 weeks, everything. And I have people in my Twitter feed yelling at me for being, a bad manager for them. And I think, I'm like, well, I'm kind of embarrassed that we're winning on a 12-week time frame. That seems too short to me. Like, I want to win over 3 to 10 years. I don't want to win over 3 months. But in any event, the bottom line is there's every flavor investor. I don't judge you. Our job is, we don't compete with them. We're not going to compete with Misty. I'm not selling the vol. Like, I'm not, nor am I competing with the Susquehannas and the options traders. Our job is to create this very liquid, very predictable equity. I literally want a Bloomberg jockey to be able to lay on a $100 million short bet with leverage and be 100% sure I'm not going to hedge it. Like, I'm not going to pull the rug from him. If you want to be short and Bitcoin trades down, you deserve to win. Good for you, right? I'm not counter trading anybody. I'm completely transparent because it's very simple. I'm playing because I think Bitcoin's going to 10 million a coin, right? And I want the 10 million a coin. And the path between here and there is largely irrelevant to us, right? So I think the success of Misty is just indicative of the fact that our company has been very laser-like focused in its strategy, right? And I welcome the entire ecosystem, and I hope guys create the zero delta vol sell fund, and then someone else comes in with a 30 delta one, and somebody else comes in and sells 60 delta, and someone else says we're going to do 75 delta, and someone else says I'm going to do 57 delta. I think they can all basically chop that up and sell whatever they want on that side. And then just like the guys on the other side sell 2x, 3x, 4x, 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x. You do you. And then I really love the Misty, MST, where they're like, we'll just do half and half. We're just going to do a 2x with half the fund, and we're going to sell vol with the other half to fund. I think that's just genius. I'm like, okay, good. You go for that. And everybody, you decide what you want. And It's not for us to decide. There's somebody sitting in UAE right now with zero tax, and they don't get, when you have 120%, call rate, and then you can reinvest the dividends every week tax-free, that's like a 200% insane type rocket. But it would be different for a different type of investor. So that's what makes the world beautiful. And I think once you understand that, you realize MSTR is a base protein. It's an amino acid in the system. Our job is to feed energy to every other part of the system, right? And stay in our lane, right? That's what we do.